Hello! So in my whipping post tote video, I promised I would do a setup video for this little guy. It's taken me a bit longer than I'd expected to be able to do the video for it, so I apologize for the delay. But here it is. This is my Buteo Bunker my Buteo Bunker Traveler's Notebook, and it's in the Moleskine Volant extra small size. So it's the smallest one that he makes. It is itty bitty, as you can see. I don't have huge hands, and it fits easily in my hand. I am using this as strictly time tracking. I'll show you how I have it all set up, but first this is just a Tim Holtz word band charm that I put on there, and then a Tree of Life charm that I just have on a ring on the binding there. So let's open it up. Inside I have, this is my color coding, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the Moleskine Volant extra small. I could fit 6, but it was really difficult to write in it, and so I took 2 of them out, and I also don't need that many in there. But this will hold 6 with no issues. This is the ample overhang, so it's easy to pack full. So I am using this for my Hyperdex. I got these stamps off Etsy on DIYfish, and Marianne Mall teamed up with DIYfish to do her life map, to add the life mapping Hyperdex to the DIYfish inserts. Now, I've never used the DIYfish inserts, but I'm familiar with the Hyperdex, and saw Carrie Harling from Dispatches with the Frat House did a review of these and a giveaway, and sadly I did not win the giveaway, but I had to have them, and so I went onto Etsy. It comes in a set of 2 for a small one and a large one, and I'm using the large one, and the only thing I'm using this notebook for is for my Hyperdex tracking. I will tell you that I am a novice stamper. I also do not have very good ink right now. When I started out using it, I was using my son's Melissa and Doug, but he didn't have any black. It was the rainbow set. It was a good ink, and it worked well, but I wanted some in black, and so I went just to Walmart, and the only ink they had is the Studio G pigment ink, and it's in the scrapbooking area, and it is so heavy, and it smears, and it is awful. So I'm hoping sometime maybe this weekend to go to a craft store and pick up some more chalk ink in a black. But unfortunately, I did not realize how awful it was before I had stamped the entire first booklet. So I even had to tear some of the pages out because they were so awful. But you can see how it's bled onto the other sheets, onto the backs of them. And here's just comparing the colors of the colored pencil, how vibrant it is there with the blue. And here all the colors are muddied because even though it's been allowed to dry for days, it still smears. This ink is just horrible, and I really wish I hadn't used it. So these stamps themselves are lovely, and I'm really enjoying being able to keep track of my time this way. I'm using colored pencils. I got this pen case from, let's see if I can do it, Sea Pinks on Etsy. I will try to remember to link below. This is really cute, very nice pen case, and I have all of my colored pencils in here that I use for my key. I'll show you what I'm tracking. I am a stay-at-home mom currently, and I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. So these are the things that I wanted to keep track of. I wanted to keep track of when my kids are in school. Currently just my oldest one's in school, but my youngest will start preschool in the fall. Activities, laundry. This isn't showing up the color very well, but it's a light green for chores. Reading, screen time, planning or journaling, just messing around with any of my planners, eating and cooking, driving, nursing, and sleep. So these were the categories that I felt, for me, it was important that I wanted to keep track of and see where my time was going. So here is my first one, you can see. And for the activities, I make just little notes. And when it's blank, that means you were just free playing. So that means we're not doing anything, I'm not doing any chores, we're just playing together. Or my kids are just playing. I'm using the large one, I guess I should have said this. The inner circle, both rings of it are for my youngest, my 1-year-old. The middle circle, both rings of it, is for my middle child. not my middle child, my oldest, the middle ring and my oldest child, and the outermost ring is for me. I'm not tracking my husband because he has a very predictable work schedule, and I don't really need to know what he's doing once he's home, so I just wanted to track my 2 kids and myself. So I'm going to come to a good example. Let's see which one I was going to use as my example. Sorry. I wanted to use one that didn't have the black ink just because of the smearing, but this one is good enough. This was yesterday's to show how I'm using it. So as you can see, it is divided into, again, ignore my awful stamping ability that some of the numbers didn't show up, but it is a 24-hour day, and it starts with midnight, there's noon, it goes back around to midnight, and so for each time period, I just fill out what we're doing. I know some people, like Carrie, for instance, she fills it out at the end of the day. I prefer to do it as we go along because I generally don't, I'm so detailed with all of this that there's no way I would remember what I was doing exactly when. So as the day progresses, I fill things in, and that's the reason that I take it with me everywhere. It stays in my bag, or it comes with my bag with me, so that I can fill it out when we're out. So you can see right here that on this night, yesterday morning, my 1-year-old woke up about 1:30, and I nursed him, so that's in both of these. And then he slept until 8:30. I slept until just after 7. My oldest child slept, no waking up, until 7. He woke up 8. My husband drove him to school, and he was in school until noon. Meanwhile, I woke up. I nursed my youngest again while he was still sleeping. And then I got up and just messed around on the computer. I had someone that bought something from me. I had some emails I had to answer. So I used some screen time there until he woke up. Then he nursed again. You can see that in both of ours. And then ate breakfast. He ate breakfast, did some laundry. And then I had a friend come over. And so we just hung out and talked while he just free played. He nursed at one point during there. Then we got in the car and went to pick up my oldest son, so that's when we're all in the car. We played for a little while. Actually, no, that's just not showing up on the camera. That's a light green because we had to stop at the grocery store. Our refrigerator broke, and so we needed to pick up some things for lunch since we couldn't have anything on hand. Then we drove, fed everybody. The boys played. I dealt with the new refrigerator that was delivered yesterday. Then my oldest started his screen time. I read while I put down my youngest for his nap. I used some screen time, and then my youngest woke up, so we nursed on both of them, used some more screen time, did some playing, and then last night, since I didn't have a chance to fix anything for dinner since we've been without a refrigerator for a couple of days, we all drove together once my husband came home, ate dinner, went out and picked up some milk to put in our new refrigerator, and then the bedtime routine started. Both boys went to bed, and then the rest of the night for me was a combination of doing some chores, hanging out and watching TV with my husband, and doing some reading. So that's how I'm using it. I am loving being able to look back and see how we spend our days, and just being able to see at a glance, this is how much I was on the computer. This is how much I was reading. These will help me for habits that I want to change. How much time am I spending doing chores? How much time are we just hanging around and playing? Can we increase any of these? Can we decrease some of these? How much sleep am I really getting? That's the reason that that's the reason I have all these notebooks that are currently blank and just waiting to be set up for this, so that I can really look back over time, keep them all together. When I need to add a new one, I can just take the first one out and everyone moves up one. I have all of them clipped together. This is just from Target, the Threshold collection. A little clip, so I can easily move to the next day. As I said, I have the rest of this book stamped. And it has really been eye-opening already, and I haven't been doing it very long, and I look forward to continuing to see what trends emerge from it. So that is how I'm using this itty bitty little guy. Again, the Buteo, this is the thick and supple chestnut with ample overhang, and this leather is just divine. It is a little bit more rigid, because I have this also in the regular size, and at least in the front it's a little bit more rigid because it's, I think maybe because it's smaller, but in the back it's still the same flexibility. But it is a beautiful product, and the stamps, if I can grab them. I'm so glad that they made these stamps, because you could get from Marianne Mall on her Etsy shop just paper printouts, but then you have to glue them in, and you have to keep buying them, whereas this you can reuse. So I thought they were very reasonable for what they were. You do need an acrylic block. I got mine just off of Amazon in order to use these, but it's definitely worth it. So I hope that this was helpful for you to see how I am tracking my time and this great new product that they've come out with. I will link everything below, so make sure that you check them out, and thank you for watching. Bye.